Hi guys, in my last tutorial I was showing you how to get from grade 3 to grade 9 on this language question, but it occurred to me that it might be useful just to look at the extract and just kind of talk through how we sort of select language. So our question is about how is language used to describe the crowd of people, and we're given, as always, some specific lines to refer to, which are 20, in this case 26 to 35. And just, I make a note, what am I looking for? Because sometimes it's easy to kind of go off-piste a bit, oh, there's a simile. Yeah, but is it being used to describe the crowd? So let's have a look at this and think about what we might mention, what elements we'd want to talk about. So he talks about, at this moment, I glanced around at the crowd that had followed me. So let's think about the behaviour of this crowd. You've got the verb followed, and it suggests, doesn't it, that none of them are leaders, but they are, they've got a degree of interest. Perhaps they're quite pack or herd-like in that they are motivated to kind of follow somebody else but not do anything themselves. They're not proactive about this elephant in themselves. It was an immense crowd. So I think that adjective immense is worth mentioning. Immense really gets that sense of size and scale. 2,000 at least, and growing every minute. So we've got this present use of the present tense, growing every minute as a verb. And so we can think again about the size and the scale of it. I looked at the sea of faces. Hopefully you've identified that correctly as a metaphor, and if you've seen my tutorial you will notice the kind of comments I was making about that. Above the garish clothes, faces all happy and excited over this bit of fun. So I might focus on those two adjectives, happy and excited, thinking about how that's quite unusual behaviour, how it feels quite sadistic and unpleasant to us as modern readers. All certain that the elephant was going to be shot. So all is an example of a quantitative adjective. It tells you the quantity of something, but don't worry too much if you can't remember that. It's an adjective, but it kind of again draws them together as one unit, as did this kind of collective noun crowd, which is repeated a few times. They were watching me as they would watch a conjurer about to perform a trick. And suddenly I realised that I should have to shoot the elephant after all. The people expected it of me and I had got to do it. I might zoom in on this sense of expectation, the verb expected here. Sorry, I was pausing a bit because I was trying to think about whether or not I would mention about as they would watch a conjurer, but I think that's more about him than the crowd, so I perhaps wouldn't have done. Here was I, the white man with his gun, seemingly the leading actor of the piece, but in reality I was only a puppet pushed to and fro by the will of those faces behind. And so I might talk about this metaphor, the puppet, in relation to the narrator, to the writer, because obviously if he's the puppet, then they are the puppet masters in effect, those faces behind. And again, this sense of them being united and unified. So if you're not sure what like a technique is, you can just kind of talk in terms of language. So I might say anonymizing language, or ambiguous, looking at ambiguity. To come all that way rifle in hand with 2,000 people marching at my heels and then to trail feebly away having done nothing, no, that was impossible. I think about, if I was going to look at this, I'd look at the verb marching used to describe this crowd, and the sense of which they're almost army-like, it's military, again giving kind of a power, authority, and maybe an intimidating quality to the crowd. That was impossible, the crowd would laugh at me. And so in that final sentence, the crowd would laugh at me. Would is a modal verb, and laugh is a verb. So the idea of they are quite kind of pressuring or coercive. They have a lot of kind of peer pressure that they're applying to the writer in this context. So I'd be focusing on the idea of them being intimidating, the idea of them having a bloodlust around the killing of the elephant, and also the size and scale of this particular crowd. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully that gives you a bit of a starting point to maybe have a go at this question yourself. You know, why not have a go, post it in the comments, and either I or, you know, maybe somebody else that's seen this might give you a bit of feedback. Okay, good luck. Bye.